Imagine waking up, and the sun hasn't moved. You go about your day, you eat breakfast, you read, you take a nap, you wake up again, and the sun still hasn't moved. That's not a nightmare. That's Tuesday on Mercury. Here's something that should not be possible. On Mercury, a single day is longer than an entire year, not by minutes, not by hours. Mercury completes 2 full laps around the sun before the sun rises and sets even once. How does that happen? And what would it actually feel like to stand there and watch? The answer involves one of the strangest gravitational traps in the entire solar system, and a moment so bizarre the sun actually goes backwards in the sky. That part? We'll get to it. And once you understand it, you'll never look at a sunrise the same way again. First, let's get the numbers straight, because they're genuinely shocking. Mercury's year, 1 full trip around the sun, takes just 88 Earth days. That's it. Less than 3 months. But Mercury's day, the time from one sunrise to the next, takes 176 Earth days, twice as long as its year. So by the time the sun rises, travels across the sky, and sets on Mercury, the planet has already lapped the sun twice. You've had 2 birthdays, 2 New Years, 2 complete orbits, and the sun is only now going down. Now here's the question that probably just formed in your head. How? How does a planet orbit the sun faster than it spins? The answer starts with something the sun did to Mercury a very, very long time ago. Mercury is the closest planet to the sun, and the sun's gravity doesn't just keep Mercury in orbit. It grabs Mercury itself. It pulls harder on the side facing it than the side facing away. Over billions of years, that unequal tug acted like a hand gripping a spinning top and slowly slowing it down. This is called tidal locking, and it's the same reason the moon always shows us the same face. The Earth's gravity slowed the moon's spin until it matched its orbit perfectly. The sun tried to do the same to Mercury, but Mercury was moving too fast. So instead of a perfect 1-to-1 lock, Mercury got stuck in what scientists call a 3-to-2 resonance. For every 2 orbits around the sun, Mercury rotates exactly 3 times on its axis. 3 rotations, 2 orbits. Do the math, and you get a solar day that's twice the length of its year. Not bad for a planet the size of our moon, honestly. But the story doesn't end there, because when Mercury gets closest to the sun, something happens in the sky that looks completely, utterly wrong. And that's where things get truly strange. Picture yourself standing on Mercury, in a full heat suit because the surface hits 800 degrees Fahrenheit, and you're watching the sun crawl slowly westward across the sky. Then it stops. Then it moves east. Backwards. The sun is going backwards. Then it stops again, and resumes its normal path west. This isn't a glitch. This is real. It happens every Mercury year at the point in its orbit called perihelion, when Mercury swings closest to the sun and its orbital speed spikes dramatically. At that moment, Mercury is racing around the sun so fast that its orbital motion temporarily overpowers its own rotation. The sun appears to reverse direction. Depending on where you're standing on the planet, you might even see the sun rise slightly, dip back below the horizon, rise again, and then continue into the sky. A double sunrise, on a planet where the day already lasts 176 Earth days. This is not science fiction. NASA has confirmed it. It's just physics, pushed to its absolute extreme. Now you might be wondering that if Mercury is this extreme, what about the other planets? Is anything else out there this strange? Actually, yes, and one of them is right next door. Venus, the brightest object in our night sky, sometimes called Earth's twin, has an even longer day than Mercury, A Venusian day lasts 243 Earth days. Its year is only 225 days, so Venus also has a day longer than its year. But Venus went one step further. It rotates backwards, completely. If you stood on Venus and somehow survived the 900-degree acid atmosphere, the sun would rise in the west and set in the east. Every planet in our solar system is strange in its own way, but Mercury and Venus represent something specific. Planets so close to the sun that its gravity has fundamentally warped how time itself feels on their surface. On Earth, we take for granted that a day is a day. The sun rises, the sun sets, and we mark another 24 hours. But in the grand scale of this solar system, that rhythm is actually the exception. Most of these worlds operate on timescales so alien, our calendars wouldn't even work there. Mercury's day outlasting its year isn't just a fun fact. It's a reminder that the universe doesn't care about what feels normal to us. It just follows the physics. And the physics, it turns out, is far stranger than we ever expected. The next time you watch a sunrise, that slow, golden crawl over the horizon, think about what it would look like from 36 million miles closer to the sun. A sunrise that takes weeks. A sun that reverses in the sky. A year that ends before the day does. Mercury is only 77 million miles from Earth at its closest. And it might be the most alien world in the solar system. If this changed how you think about space, the like button is right there. And there's a video on why Venus spins backwards that connects directly to what you just learned. It's worth your time.